Welcome to Sweet Bailey Acres. Glad you decided to stop by the farm. Welcome to Sweet Bailey Acres. I'm so glad you decided to stop by the farm today, because today I'm going to go over with you guys how to process your corn for later to be able to freeze it. So it's real simple, easy way to do it, and I just want to show you how to do that today. Let's go ahead and start preparing our corn for future meals, because sweet corn is so yummy and delicious, and we just love to freeze it and fry it up for later. And I was able to this year get 120 ears of corn from a local person that I know, because as you all know, we moved recently and I wasn't able to do a garden, so I wanted to buy local produce that I know is not sprayed with pesticides and or bug sprays for my family, and then that way when I know that we're cooking it later, it's healthy for them. So the things you're going to need today to be able to do this: a pot, a deep pot. I'm using a turkey frying pot, and also a gas burner because I'm doing it outside. But if you want to do it on your stove at home, that's fine too. You can do it inside or outside. I just chose to do it outside because the corn husks tend to make quite the mess. You're going to need your corn, of course. You'll need a knife, some freezer baggies, and that's really just about it. You got to have water. But yeah, that's it. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to make sure you do is check your corn. All right, and you want to try and get your corn processed the best you can for the freezing, so that way it keeps its good flavor within 72 hours after you've picked it. Obviously, the earlier you do it, the better, but you want to try and do it within no later than 72 hours. The other thing you want to try and do is, if you are doing it later than right after you've picked it, you want to put it in the refrigerator, and that just helps keep it cool, and so that way it doesn't start to age and process as well. It stays fresher a little bit longer, and so I just keep it in the husk if you're going to put it in the refrigerator, and that will help keep it more, not to go bad as quickly. So keep it in the refrigerator in the husk. Don't peel it first and then put it in later. I mean, unless you're really going to process it within probably 12 to 24 hours. If it's going to be 3 days, you really do need to try and keep it in the husk if you can, in a cool place. You could use a cooler with some ice. We've done that before, or you can put it in the refrigerator. So today we're going to do what's called a blanching method. And the reason why you blanch is because it helps to preserve that texture as well as flavor that the yummy sweet corn has for future meals. If you don't blanch it and you just freeze it, you're not guaranteed, well, you're not guaranteed anyways, but you're really not going to have that good flavor that you've had from fresh corn. So you really want to blanch it if you're going to freeze it. Okay, so I got one more here that I need to shuck, and then I'm going to show you how to get these into the pot and how long to cook them for. When you're shucking your corn, you really want to make sure you get all the little hairs off, because you're going to have a stringy inside of your corn that you're planning on frying up for later. And well, I don't know about you, but eating strings just isn't exciting for me. So you want to make sure you do that. The other thing is here at Sweet Bailey Acres, we don't waste anything. So all of my extra corn, the husks, the corn cobs, everything, we give out to the pigs, and they just love it. And I'll show you a video later of them just enjoying it. They'll be in hog heaven.
Give some to the baby pigs. Looks like the one of the little baby ones got out.
I know. Now can't get back in. It's all empty out.
Good job.
So if you want to cook inside, you can. You just need a pot with boiling water in it. Today I'm just using a propane tank that I'm going to turn on here. real quick and light up. Justin had that really high. Okay, so I'm just going to get the water boiling and then we're going to put the corn in. So I will see you back when it's time to put that corn in. So once you have your corn shucked, you got your water boiling. My water's not quite boiling yet, but it will be soon. You also want to make sure that you have a container of ice water. Because remember, it's really important to, once you've boiled your corn, you got to have that ice water ready when you're blanching corn.
And so we are gonna boil corn, and this is our cold water that I'm gonna put in. And we have this special corn tray here that we could have, and so today's putting in a lot of ice. So there's 3. Ah! That was so weird.
I think there was another chair back there, huh?
Yeah.
So the pot is boiling and we are going to do what, Lily? What are we going to do now?
We're gonna put the corn into the pot area.
That's right, the boiling pot. So you hand me the corns and I'll put them in?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hand them over.
Okay.
So if your corn have been in the refrigerator, they obviously are going to be cold, which can make the water temperature on your pot, thank you, which can make the water temperature on your pot go down and could make your pot stop boiling. So if that happens, especially if you're doing a smaller pot in your kitchen, you want to make sure you don't start your time, your boiling time, until after that pot is boiling again.
Here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. It looks like our pot has stopped boiling because we have had these in the fridge, so we will have to wait till it gets to that temperature again.
Mm-hmm.
What, Lily?
Say it's farm time and it's farm corn day.
Well, how about you just tell them that?
Hey, it's farm corn day today. So I'm giving the corn, and she is grabbing the corn from me.
That's right.
Because we have to do it, and I was staying late tonight. So I have to help Mom because she...
Is this going to be yummy corn for later meals?
Yep.
Yeah.
Even who's gonna knife it off? Because nobody else is out here because Bobble's just looking at her phone and Daddy's playing a game, and I'm just doing corn with
And you and I are out here working hard, aren't we?
Uh-huh.
We're getting our pot pretty full. You know. All right. How many more we got left, Lily?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's right. We got 10 left.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you think we can get all 10 in here?
I think.
I think so too. Over the past couple days, we've done at least 120 ears of corn. So our freezer's definitely got bags full of corn that has been chopped off the cob. So, okay, 2 more. Hand them over.
You remember, I put them in the ice cold water.
Okay.
Have they been in the ice cold water yet?
I got a question for you. Do you remember how many minutes we need to boil them for?
4!
4 minutes. She's correct, y'all. So when this starts rolling again and with a rolling boil, we will set that timer for 4 minutes. Okay, our pot is boiling, so now I'm going to set a timer for 4 minutes. That's our timer, so it's time to get that corn right out of this pot and into some ice cold water. You want to have plenty of ice because you want the corns to get real cold, and the reason being is because when you blanch your corn, that ice cold water will cause it to stop cooking, doing any kind of a cooking process. And then that way it holds in that flavor and texture that we all know and love. So let's take our corn out and we're just gonna put it in that ice water. I'm using kind of a silicone tongs right now. I'll probably have to switch over to some metal ones. So just because the water gets so hot that these don't stay really firm. So if you're doing this, you might want to make sure that you have a metal pair around, just so that way you don't lose your corn on the ground and it slip and fall. We had some of this corn the other day. We couldn't wait. We had to get some as soon as we brought it home, and a little butter and pepper and salt on it. It was so good. So good. If you have enjoyed this video so far, I encourage you to check out our freezing potatoes video, as I show you a really great way to freeze your potatoes and keep them from turning brown and just make them really easy to have prepared for the future meals, and keep them well preserved. So check that out. Also, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it, as well as the like button, and share with your friends. Any support you can give us with our channel, we really appreciate it. Okay, we've had our corn chilled, and we're gonna put it in a container so Lily can hand it to me so I can start cutting it off the cob.
Oh, yeah. That's why you just take it out.
Okay. I just take a sharp knife and I cut it off the cob. I know some people use different devices, such as a angel food cake pan. I tried that. I didn't like it, hoping that it would be quicker than the knife, but I didn't like it because it seemed like it more creamed my corn instead of cutting whole kernels. So I just stick with the old-fashioned knife, and it works really well. And nothing goes to waste around here. All these corn cobs, all the husks that we have, we give to the pigs as soon as we're done, and they just love it. They gobble it up. Or I will put these in the freezer, and the chickens get it as a nice cold treat on a hot summer day, and they really enjoy it as well. You want to make sure when you're cutting, you get your kernels, but you don't want to get down into the actual core. So just make sure you're not cutting too deep when you're cutting. The other thing you can do is you can take these and you can put them in the baggie and freeze them just like this. And they taste just as good as if you had cut it off of the cob. But then you get to eat corn on the cob in the winter instead of just eating the kind that we put in the skillet. It got dark because earlier today I was doing the corn and getting everything ready and heating up the pot, and I ran out of propane. So we had to get some propane, and so now it's definitely dark out instead of daylight like I had earlier. But that's why the things have kind of changed. But we got the propane and we got this done, and our freezers are going to be stocked, and so we're happy. Just a little bit later night than I planned. From here, I just take a scoop and I just kind of break the corn up a little bit. I'm just going to do a quick bag here for y'all. And I just scoop it up and put it into a freezer bag. And when that freezer bag is full, which we usually do, I want to say we do about 10. This is a cup. We do about 10 of these per bag. And then when we freeze them, we lay them flat in the freezer so that we would have plenty of space for other vegetables. Okay, you zip it, you lay it flat in your freezer, and you freeze it. So hopefully this was a quick, easy video for you guys. You can see that it's very easy to preserve good food for your family, and it doesn't take a whole lot of work, just a little bit. But from Sweet Bailey Acres, we hope you have a very blessed evening.